All chocolate.
Thank you.
They're ready.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Thank you for the mushers to show up to do this whole thing for us one more time, and thank you for everybody here to come out and support us. And please come up and eat while they talk, and then we'll do the rest of it after. Yay!
That was informal.
So I hope everybody had enough to eat and got their coffee and dessert and everything. And I guess first of all, I'd actually like to thank Karen and her crew for this very good supper. Excellent, Karen. Thank you very much. It hit the spot. So welcome to the second annual Rail Trail Awards Banquet, I guess. Thank you for showing up. I'll try and get to the point, keep it short and sweet as much as possible. I do want to thank our sponsors, some of the major sponsors we've had. The Retail District has been very generous for us this year and certainly helped us out a lot. Other than that, Easy Rock Music has helped us out with a lot of advertisement on the radio to try and get the word out, try and get people out to the start line. We really appreciate all the little contributions that everybody has given us, whether it's $50 or $25 or gas in the snow machine and the time to come through the trail or showing up the banquets and giving us support and buying t-shirts and whatever else you're doing. So we appreciate all the help we get from everybody. Without you, this is something that takes a lot, not just from the mushers, but also for the people putting it on. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming and for helping out. After that, I guess we're basically to the point where I guess I would actually like to thank Patricia Logan for helping me out with the work as well for the race. Thank you. And Al Wasalenka, our race marshal, who unfortunately had to fly home early to chop wood for his wife. So so he's not here tonight, but he did migrate all the way from Saskatchewan to help us out. So I certainly appreciate his help as well, and he did a good job for us. So down to the mushers, I guess. Thank you all very much for coming. I know some of them have gone home. Randy and Christina had a long ways to go, so they head out, which is understandable. The roads aren't great, the driving conditions aren't great, and they were going to other races as well. We certainly appreciate them coming and having a go here. Thank you for the rest of us of you guys that are here, and of course to the handlers for coming and helping out as well. I guess I should mention the board members too. Sorry, I'm a little foggy. Sorry, guys. So the board members this year is Terry Meyer. I don't know if you guys want to stand up or wave your hand or something. Jason Grosh, who's sitting down there with Terry as well, and Sue and Bill, there they are. Ross and Bruce Sims as well. And then there's another couple that sort of fell by the wayside on the way, but they helped us out in the beginning. So thank you very much to you guys for helping out again, putting it together. So we'll start with the 8-dog racers. We have 2 of them this year. They did the 100 miles, so from Grand Forks to Beaverdale, where they were all finished up. We'd like to start with Steve, even though he made it to Thone and no further, but come on up, Steve.
Woo!
Thanks for the effort, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Is it a good
What am I
one,
listening?
Steve?
Have I got my phone on the go or what? Your mum there or not?
And Jillian Taylor for making it all the way. You're the first 8-dog musher to make it all the way for us. So if you want to say anything, feel free.
Congratulations. Can I put this on you?
Oh, sure.
All right.
Red face of connaissance, she said. So.
That's quite an honor.
Yeah.
And I just would like to say thank you to all the volunteers. I know there's a lot of work that goes into putting on these events, and especially at the road crossings, and it's just always great. I just feel like a bit of a celebrity. That's always nice. To the other mushers, it was good. It was a fun trail. I never thought there was that many hills that I could go up and down. And to my dogs, they were so great. I was so impressed with them. They just wowed me. Yeah, thank you very much. It was a good weekend.
I don't know, Jerry Walker, you want to come up? I guess it's one or two of the other you guys were in the same spot, so. Hey, Jerry! Thanks for coming, Jerry. Thanks for giving it a go.
Thank you. Well, I don't know how them loggers put those logging roads in and come up with 2 miles up or 1 down, but they can do it. Always something for a flatlander from Saskatchewan, but we got some tough country. It's a pretty country, and enjoy being here.
All right.
Thank you. And his partner in crime, Rick Wanamaker, come on up.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you
very,
very
very
kindly.
much for being here.
Hey.
Okay, can I put it on?
Oh, sure.
All right.
Thanks for keeping your sense of humor, right?
All right.
So thanks for keeping your sense of humor.
Yes. That's the only sense I got. I'd like to thank all the trail people out there. There's a big guy with a rabbit hat. I owe him a beer. And there's a young fella too that was out on the trail. I owe him a beer. Helped out greatly on some crossings, and I'd like to thank all the executive. I do know what it's like to put on. We just put a little small race on, and it's hard work, and this is pretty insurmountable. But congratulate you all. And I'd like to thank Jerry Walker for letting me come around and run his really good dogs. Thanks a lot.
And the winner for the 200 miles, Stephen Mullen. Come on up, Steve. Thank you for coming. Winning again, we'll come back. And he gets this one here too. Yes, that one too.
You might as well left him home.
Need more answers.
That's nice. You need to let me take this home for a while.
Well, only if you promise to come back and win it next year.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to see you back.
Well, there's a lot of things I'd like to say about the race. What I'd like to
There's
say
no
is,
young children here, you can say it.
yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I've raced in a lot of places, and this has got the distinction of being the toughest 200-mile race that I've ever been in. And
it's not necessarily that, you know, some sections of the trail were really difficult, but there's a lot of elevation change. There's a lot of climbing, and some of those old logging roads, I don't know how they got a logging truck up those things. Or down. They're steep. They're more like skidding trail. But no, it's always a good test for not only my dogs but myself. You know, as I advance in age, it's harder and harder to keep up with the dogs up the hills and that. And I love testing myself, but I also like to see what my dogs are capable of doing. And I really am proud of my leader. And she's, for the second year in the row, she's kind of, you know, held a lot of us in this race. She's found the trail in difficult spots and really listened. I think she's only missed a couple of commands the whole race. And there's a lot of commands in this race, and so I'm proud as heck with her and the job she did. She stayed in lead the whole time, both years, and performed excellently. So my credit goes out to her mainly, and the rest of my team. But I'm happy to be back, and it's hard to say whether I'll be back next year or not, or still even in doing this. But if I'm not, I'd like to come back and actually help with the race. You know, putting trail together and things like that. So
That would be great. That would be great.
appreciate all the work. Same thing. I've been involved with putting races on too in the past, and I know that the hard work. You know, I've been up marking trail the day before a race and then turned around the next day and ran it with my dogs. So I've been there, done that, and I understand what it takes to put a race on. And there's a lot of hard work, a lot of volunteers. And around here, it's a new race, and I understand that a lot of these volunteers, they really don't know what they're in for and what they're doing, you know. But until you've actually been on a dog team and, you know, mushed through tough country, you really don't get what obstacles and that the dogs can really handle, and what an extreme human effort it is to keep your sled from center punching stumps and almost going off cliffs and, you know, different things like that. So we appreciate all the work, and I really think that this race could be a real success story with just a little bit of tweaking and fine tuning. So thank you.
On behalf of Meadowmac Farm and Feed, which is our supplier, Otter Co-op Feeds of Boulder Grove, BC, I would like to present 3 gift certificates, and we will do a draw for these. So my daughter, who's sitting in the back there, refused to come up here. I'll have to get somebody else to draw.
Here, do you want me to take it around and get somebody out there to draw it? Okay.
I know nobody here but a few relations.
Yeah, I'm heading right out here. I knew there'd be a volunteer. Rick Wanamaker.
No, he's not related.
No.
Mind you, he might be some way.
How many of these do you want?
I've got 3. So
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. I've got her
Yes, of course you do.
contact us.
Great.
Thank you.
Steve Mullen. Hey. That's right. Oh, yeah, it's easy. So there we go. How was that? I even shook them.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We've got the addresses.
Okay. Swearing their honesty on that draw, you know, I'm an old rodeo cowboy, and sometimes you get a bucking horse and he doesn't buck, so you get a reride. And they draw the numbers up, the names out of a hat. Jerry Myers was a famous stock contractor in southern Saskatchewan, had a lot of good bucking horses, but he had some that you just never wanted to get on, couldn't ride them, and if you did, you didn't win anything. And you never got a reride on the second horse. One was a little horse called H2O, he was south of the border, they called him. So, got a reride one time, and sure enough, you draw this down south of the border. Jerry had his hat held out there with all these numbers in it, so I draw out a number, and yeah, you got this no good SOB. Jerry dumps the rest of the numbers out and kicks a little dirt over him. After he leaves, we look at him and they all had H2O on them.
I guess so.
Yeah.
No, stay there,
Oh,
please.
Just
sorry.
a moment.
I
think you were going to get it.
I'm Councillor Cheryl Myers with the City of Grand Forks, and I want to personally thank and welcome everybody who came to our community for the second annual RailTrail200 dog sled race, or sled dog race, put on by the Boundary Dog Sled Association. And an event of this caliber for our community, for our region, is outstanding. It's spectacular. And it's because of one individual in our community, a fairly newcomer, Ruth Sims. I don't know if you realize, but her passion comes very deep. She is the official vet for the Canadian Challenge. And I understand you've also been to the Iditarod?
Yeah, Yukon Quest.
The Yukon Quest. So, you know, when we have somebody in our community who can put together an event of this caliber that attracts mushers from Saskatchewan, the northern part of our province, and Alberta, that has something to say for Ruth Sims. And you know, Ruth, we thank you so much for all the work and the volunteers that, I mean, everybody throughout the Boundary Country came together. Everyone. From Beaverdale, Greenwood, in Grand Forks at the starting point, all the volunteers who were out setting up the starting point, and everybody out in Greenwood, up the valleys, all the snowmobile operators who were packing the trails, the volunteers who were out early in the season putting up the stakes and the flags so that everybody'd know where the trail was. I'm just so proud of our entire region, and especially for what you've brought to us. And we look forward to the third annual dog sled races next year. So on behalf of your board, I'd like to present you with flowers. It should be a puppy.
And if I could add to that, what community, when they think about Dr. Ruth, thinks
Okay, enough
about
of
a
that.
vet? That's our distinction in Grand Forks. So we all enjoy working with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. And I do want to say the trail was really tough this year, and I apologize to everybody that ran into unforeseen troubles out there. Everybody tried really hard, both on the musher side and on our side, and we did what we could from everybody's position, and I would love to see everybody back next year. So thank you very much for coming, guys. We could not have done this without you guys.